Okay, I think that we have lots of people here right now, so I think we can start. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so hello everyone, and as we know that everyone can hear and can see us, so you have left that in the comments. So yeah, let's just start with the webinar. So welcome to our gambling ads for pros, and my name is Anastasia. I'm a performance manager at RichAds. And today we have a special guest with us. It's Varun. He's a gambling affiliate expert. Yeah. So today we will talk particularly about the gambling industry, and we will be talking how it was for all our push networks and how can you really earn with it. And those of you who haven't tried gambling before, I hope that you will be motivated and you will have a lot of information after this webinar, so you can join us and start with the gambling. And let's just go through our agenda so you know what to expect from this webinar. Let me open it for you. Okay, so first of all, we will talk about choosing an offer. We will talk about some hacks on setup and optimization. We will talk about creatives and lenders with some examples so you will know what to use. We will also talk about retargeting strategies and insights, and we will have some real case studies and statistics, and what we have been chatting about the trends and changes in gambling ads in 2021 and also in 2020. I think we will talk about that as well. So gambling on RichAds push traffic and some case studies. At the end, we will have a Q&A session. So, but if you will have any questions during this webinar, just leave them in the comments where we have been chatting with you. And at the end, we will answer all the questions that you have. So we will make it clear. And just a small reminder for you. So the after of the most interesting question will get a starter plan on AdsBright tracker for free. So now you are more motivated to ask the questions. And so you will have this bonus from us at the end of the webinar. So right now, I think we can start, and let's give our guest the dance floor tonight. So yeah, Varun, you can start.
So hi everyone, I'm just going to start with some background about the gambling vertical in general and why I think 2020 was so good and 2021 will also be similarly very good for everyone. It is a vertical which is growing at a really high rate. Most of the countries, like new countries, are opening up their restrictions about gambling advertisements online. I mean, I know for sure that in the US now, a lot of states which had previously banned online advertising, they have started allowing it. Similarly, in many geos, regulatory bodies have come into play who regulate all the gambling activity in a particular country. So people generally feel more safer to deposit money or add in their payment information online. And I have definitely observed that in the past 6 or 7 months that I get way more deposits, like people actually playing at the casino than ever before. During the pandemic, people are staying at home and they have the screen time has increased a lot. So you have a larger window of a bigger opportunity to show your ad right when they are on their phones or maybe the desktops, because we all know that push ads are most effective if you get the notification when you are already on your phone. And it is a vertical which is going to continue appealing to everyone. It will always appeal to everyone because it is similar to Nutra or make money. This is like a basic human need, and everyone, especially in the current scenario where a lot of people are struggling financially, they'd be ready to risk $10 or $20 in order to maybe win a big jackpot. So I think this year is going to be quite similar to last year. And in general, in the future, as more companies move towards remote working and people continue to stay at home, I think this is a very good opportunity for us. So let's start from the first step, which is choosing the right offer. And for this, like even before you start working with an offer, what I would do is I will always reach out to my affiliate manager. I mean, even if I have experience for like 1 or 2 years now running gambling ads, I would always still reach out to my affiliate manager and ask him for his top converting offers and try to get a breakdown, because the top converting offers, they have a network wide EPC, which is the earnings per click, but that is dependent on the type of traffic you are sending. So if you are sending pop traffic, the EPC might seem low, but it's actually converting really well. If you are doing Facebook or Google ads, then the EPC might be very high. So try to get an idea of what kind of sources other people are using. And the next thing to do is reach out to your traffic source manager. They will tell you which countries are performing the best right now. I mean, they have a fair idea of what's going on the network right now. And both these people, like the affiliate manager and the traffic source manager, when you make money, they make money. So like there is no shame in asking them as many questions as you'd like. And people are generally, like, all the managers I have worked with are very eager to help even new people. Like they don't care if you are making $1,000 a month or maybe $10,000 a month, but as long as like you ask them correct questions, they will get back to you and you show some sort of promise. So the second thing to do is, of course, to check out spy tools and see what is running right now, what creatives, what landers people are using, which countries are be like, if you go to Australia maybe and you see a lot, like you search for gambling ads, you will find gambling ads. But if you just search based on the most popular ads recently, you'll kind of get an idea of which vertical is being promoted right now. What I like to do is, if I see like too many gambling ads, or if all the top 10 ads are from gambling, I tend to not run that geo. I mean, it's going good, but it's a lot of competition. Like right now, I am at a stage where I know I have the budget to beat the competition. But if you are new, then I would recommend just staying away from countries which are very saturated. And then moving on to countries, these are some countries which are going to perform, like they are already performing well and they'll continue to grow. That's because Latin America, Eastern Europe, even Africa or Asia, these are countries where the people haven't been exposed to gambling ads yet. I mean, if you go to Canada, Australia, I mean, 60% of the people, they are already seeing ads for gambling again and again. I'm not saying that these countries don't work, because I specifically run in tier one. But if you are a beginner and you don't want to lose too much money, I mean, you are not actually losing money, you are collecting data. But as a beginner, I know how it feels. So I would recommend starting with geos like this. And new brands are coming up literally every week or every month. And with newer brands, there are newer databases. So, like if you're promoting a 8-year-old brand, it's very likely that the people you are promoting to, they have already signed up to them at some point. Earlier, what I used to do was I just used to work with well-known brands, and what happens is that you run out of people to promote to. So I think working with newer brands is a good idea. These are the three main payout models that casino operators work on. Uh, the first one is cost per lead, which is pretty self-explanatory. You get paid uh, when the user enters his email, phone number, or address, basic information. And sometimes they ask you for a phone number verification, which is like a pin submit. And the payouts for these type of offers are usually $22, because they get more detail. They, like, you need more details to meet that conversion point. The second one is cost per acquisition. Casinos have a baseline deposit usually. Like this is also something that you need to keep in mind, and maybe open the brand yourself with a VPN. The thing is, some casinos have a baseline of maybe $20, but their minimum deposit is only $10. So what happens is you basically need the the user to deposit twice in order to meet the CPA goal, and that's obviously harder than if they make a first time deposit. So even if they call it FTD, you might not meet the baseline, and you won't get paid. So it's important to ask all these questions to your affiliate manager before starting, before you start to run an offer. Now, the third one is revenue share, and this is a long term strategy which is not really recommended for those who are just starting out or those who are on a lower budget, because I didn't even attempt a revenue share offers till like almost 2 years, because I just didn't want to wait around for my money. And I don't think anyone wants to do that. But if you are looking for long term, I'll discuss creating assets for yourself after later on in the webinar. I'll let you know how you can make a revenue share offers work. I think over to you, Anastasia. Anastasia?
Sorry. Okay, so thank you very much for this information. And as Varun has told, even for RichAds, that we faced that gambling became one of the biggest verticals in 2020 during this coronavirus and the quarantine. Everyone is stuck at home, so people lost their jobs and they're willing to gamble, they're willing to find something. So we have noticed that gambling just skyrocket and grown each day, and that was one of the biggest offers during these times. So and both Push and Pops are working great for gambling, and you can try. They're really similar, just one have creatives and the other one don't, but they both work pretty good. So among some top geos for gambling at RichAds, I can name Canada and USA. As Varun has said, yeah, these some geos where people have been running these offers for ages, and so like almost everyone knows about gambling in these regions. So it's a kind of more it's a kind of harder to get the deposits out there, but the CPL there is still pretty great because people still register and go for it. And the population there is huge, and these people, they really do have money, so this is just like kind of fun for them. And among the Europe, I can say that Germany and Austria is working pretty awesome, and there's some geos that has been working with gambling for a lot of for a long time right now, and they still perform pretty great, and I think that they will continue. Among some regions that just turned to perform pretty great, it's Africa and some Asian countries. So what is important to know about these regions is that they are not so wealthy. This is not the kind of people who do this just for fun. So they really gamble, they want to earn with it, and they are interested in it. So I can say that right now in 2021, they're like one of the biggest regions. This is African countries and some countries in Asia who are on the poorer side, but still there's lots of people out there and they still want to earn. And if you are new to this, so you can definitely check this country out because they don't have a high CPC, and you can definitely have some good results. So among the most popular offers for gambling that we have right now is Rumi. Rumi was one of the biggest in 2020, and it's still in 2021. This is a gambling for India. Also, pretty much they're working everywhere, and they're also working in Ukraine, in Russia, and in other countries as well, and they're big for there as well. So 188 and Rikvip, there are casinos that are working for these countries in little countries in Asia that are on the poorer side. Right now, we have Vietnam going really big for these countries. It's not a small country. A big population is out there, and the gambling has been really great in this region. So you can definitely try to run it there. So now let's move on to campaign creation with Varun.
Yeah. So push ads have recently introduced a lot of new features which allow you to do better targeting like audiences uh, and many different things. Like you are not able to directly target demographics, but what you can do is design your creatives in such a way that they appeal to a certain demographic. So these are the few things that you can do with your push ads, in order to get make the most money out of them. So for time targeting, what I always do is run my first campaign from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. However, you have to keep in mind, like especially in countries like Canada, United States of America, and Australia, they have multiple time zones. Like I think Australia has four time zones, and Canada and United States they have three time zones. So make sure that you are covering all those times, because I know the difference between the West Coast and the East Coast is almost 8 hours. And if you set 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., you are probably going to miss out on a chunk of traffic. So just keep these things in mind as well. Like you need to have basic knowledge about this, or like if you don't, just Google time zones in a particular country and set up two campaigns by dividing the country into different regions. Or like you can just set up a time so that most of the people can see your ad, and then optimize based on the states, which is necessary for bigger geos. For smaller geos, it's not an issue. So the second thing would be to set up your campaigns based on 3G and Wi-Fi. I mean, these are basic things, but people still forget about these things, and that makes a big difference. If you're running in a country like Africa, or like in a continent like Africa or Asia, where many people don't have that good of an internet connection, what you are going to do, and casinos in general, like their offer pages and even pre-landers, even if you make it fast, there are interactive elements on it. And if your internet is very slow, the person is never even going to reach your offer page. So what I would recommend is to always separate your campaigns between 3G and Wi-Fi. Even like if you want to go like dig deeper, then just separate based on different operators, because some operators might be faster, and that won't cause a problem to your campaign. So just the main thing is just test as much as you can and don't leave out any variables. Now, with the browser language, you have to make sure that which campaign, which language a particular geo uses the most. So now everyone in this world, like everyone in the world knows English, they can read English, they can talk in English, but it is always a good idea to target, like create a campaign in English and then create another campaign in the second most used language, or whatever the native language of that region is. You are bound to capture a bigger market by doing that. Now, these are some creative ideas that I have. These are some insights that I have collected from my landing pages. You can do the same. You can just put in your tracking codes on the landing page, and you can get a good idea of what sort of demographic has the most interactions with your landing page. And I found out that over 70% of the audience is like it's a female audience. So obviously creatives like the two shown over here, they are going to work better, because if you are a 45-year-old housewife and you see, oh, some other housewife just won this, so you'll be inclined to click on that at least and see what's up, and you have a higher chance of converting the user. So like even if demographic targeting is not available, what we can do is collect insights from our audience and create creatives, like design creatives which would appeal to this audience. Now, this is something that I have started implementing about 6 to 7 months ago, which has really increased the lifetime of my campaign. because I'm sure many of you also have this problem that your campaigns start really well and then they fizzle out after like 7 8 days maybe at the most, and then you have to maybe duplicate it and start it again or do all these things. Like I used to do that. I just thought that push ads work that way, but after that I started experimenting with higher CTR creatives. Like I would suggest the message icon and pictures of women. These are the highest these are the creatives with the highest CTR, no matter what you are running, like any sort of vertical. You just find a way to connect those creatives to the connect ad copy to those creatives. Now, like I said, over 70% of my audience was female, so the pictures of women didn't really work for gambling. I think that brought a lot of men over to my landing page and they never converted, so I had a terrible conversion rate. So definitely use message icons like this, like I've shown over here, and a generic message with that, but not too generic. Like they should have an idea what it is about. Uh, this would ensure that your campaign stays active for longer. With a higher CTR, your campaign will keep getting more traffic, because even if you are paying per click, the push networks need to make money too. Like if you are running a creative with 0.10% CTR, and if someone is running a creative with 1% CTR, even if you are bidding the same amount, the push network is going to make more money out of that guy. So make sure that you have a good mix of high CTR creatives. And I'll talk about the other creatives now. So this is something I had covered already, and this is still relevant, and it is a very easy thing to do. So suppose you are running in Canada, which is where I am running my campaign right now. Uh, so I just go and look up on Google, and take 5 or 10 names, male and female both, and then just mix it up with icons and make creatives like this. And usually I pair it up with a slots icon or maybe a message icon, and they are usually the creatives which have the highest conversion rate for me in all my campaigns in all the geos, because there is a high chance that one of their friends is named Jackson or Noah or whatever, and they would probably open the uh, notification and see what's up. So this is another creative idea which I have used with mixed success. Like for example, when COVID started, you know, uh, creatives like this man loses job due to COVID lockdown. It was a very, you know, everyone knew about this. People around us were losing their jobs because of the lockdown, so people could relate to it. Now I just had to pair it up with a story like a very sob story, or a story where an underdog lost his job and won 2 million and all his problems were solved. And this would obviously inspire people who are in a similar condition. And you can use these sort of creatives to get a high high conversion rate. It is also a bit doubtful whether, like, if you specify a particular event that's happening in a particular country, it might happen that the people living there don't know about it. I mean, you have to basically rely on your audience being wise enough to know what's happening around them, and sometimes that doesn't happen, and your creatives would fail, obviously. But yeah, you just mix it up and see what works best for you. Now, clickbait headlines, I mean, these, like, even big brands use it. We should use it too. But make sure that it's not too clickbaity. Like, don't outright lie to the user, and like, you tell him something, and then when he comes to your landing page or the offer page, and he finds nothing like it, so he would probably feel cheated and not convert for you. So something like this should be enough. Take the make use of the macros that the push ads networks provide you with, and use those macros to personalize your creatives towards a particular audience. Uh, yeah, the last one is sensational or emotional headlines, and this is again a very is very similar to the one I talked about before, about some underdog making a lot of money. Maybe he works at a supermarket, or maybe he works at a fast food chain, or something like Five Secrets to Win Big on Slots. But make sure that what you are doing is something different to other people, because I'm sure you guys have seen these landers on your spy tools already. So if you see something like this, then what you need to do is change the headline, maybe change the city, maybe change the total amount of winnings, change the pictures, because the things that you see on the spy tools have been going around for years. I mean, I remember when I just joined, like started affiliate marketing, the landers that I saw then, they are still being used right now. I mean, there is like very little effort put by many people. Like people are just lazy, they just rip and run. So even if you do small changes to whatever you see on the spy tool, you still have a competitive edge over a lot of people who won't take the efforts to do that. These are the two different types of landing pages that I use. So interactive means any landing page which forces, not forces, which in which the user has to interact with the landing page in order to get forward. So it can be a spin the wheel game, slot games, any other games. I mean, I have seen some really interesting games going around on Spy Tools right now. I mean, I have personally, I haven't started running those yet, because I like to keep things simple. But I'm sure those convert really well as well. And advertorials are the stories that I was talking about right now. These are the three landers that I am running in my campaign right now. So what you can do is probably find these on the spy tools, and instead of, we have a black background over here, there is some other text over here. What you can do is just change the text, maybe change the background. You can change the slot pictures as well. And if you don't know how to do this yourself, I think just hiring someone on Fiverr or any other place, freelance marketplace, is a very good idea. I mean, you could spend $40 or $50, and that would give you a big edge over all the other people running the campaign right now. Interactive landers are the ones which I am extensively using in all my campaigns right now. And advertorial landers I have not used as much recently, because I will share my case study with you later on and explain why I've stopped using advertorial landers then. These are two examples of advertorial landers. You have probably seen these. Like I said before, you need to change the pictures, maybe add a different company over here. Just make some changes, and you'll be far ahead of other people who are just ripping this and running. Uh, yeah, this is the advertorial lander. They need to be set up in their own campaigns. Yes, I forgot to tell you this, but advertorial landers need to always be set up in their own campaigns. So suppose this is your landing page. You can't link this landing page to some other creative which says that McDonald's employee won 22 million in his break, and then link those people to and then the link goes to this landing page which says man gets kicked out of car dealership. I mean, you have to make sure that you are not confusing the user. Just just keep your landing pages and creatives congruent. Oh, and this is a very important thing to know for anyone starting with gambling offers. I have learned this the hard way multiple times in the past 2.5 years, I think. But even if you are running the CPL version, the advertiser needs to, his end goal is to get people to deposit. It just depends upon the quality of your landers and creatives. And so any format you run, CPL or CPA, you have to try and get deposits always. I mean, you can get away, like with CPL, the thing is you can get away with sending some sort of, you know, leading traffic, which says maybe you get a bonus, but you don't actually get a bonus. But make sure that that constitutes a very small part of your campaign. I have gotten greedy before and I have been kicked out of offers. So You have to make sure that you are sending good quality leads and people are depositing at the casino. And maybe, if you send very good quality leads, your payout might even double. Casinos are more than happy to give you more money for the leads if your leads are performing well. So actually, you don't need to be greedy. Just send good quality, and your payouts will multiply. Uh, they are really, really very flexible with the payouts. So these are the three things that you need to split test. Creatives and landers are like pretty self-explanatory. I think I already covered these things before. Oh, this is one small tip that I have found out, which helps me a lot. Is that if I find a winning creative, I'll just use Canva to make a border around the creative, maybe a black border or a red border, and I found that that it makes a big effect on the CTR. So you can definitely try that. And this thing, offer pages, not a lot of people know about it, or maybe everyone does. I just realized it late. I'm not sure, but you can always get more offer pages made for you, or more often than not these offer pages are already available to your affiliate manager. So what happens is that sometimes the casino has its own pre-lander type offer pages. So they click on your ad, they go to your pre-lander, then they go to the casino's pre-lander, and then they go to the registration page. So that might be too big of a flow. I mean, you have to test this out as well. I mean, in some geos, you need that the longer flow in order to convert. So I would say that you need to ask your affiliate manager for other versions of the offer pages. For me, the best type of offer pages have been direct registration pages, because I think my pre-lander is good enough for like to convert them. So these are some retargeting strategies that I will be sharing, which really help take my campaigns to the next level. I discussed about this before. I have installed tracking codes on my landing pages, which give me a good idea about the type of traffic that I'm receiving. These are just two things. You can, dive deeper and find out more information. This is from Google Analytics, by the way. So I'm not using any paid tool for this. Everyone has access to it. You just need to install a simple script on your landing page, and you should have this data as well. Now, with this data, I'm sure you can imagine you can do a lot of things to target the correct audience. The second thing, the second retargeting strategy is collecting push subscribers. I wouldn't if you build your own list and promote to that list, I'll call it retargeting. But if you're just collecting subscribers through push scripts offered by networks like Monetizer, then it's just an extra source of income. And I have said here that this was not profitable for me, but maybe I just thought that it wasn't worth the time that I was investing into it. So maybe you can find a better way to do it, and this collecting your own push subscribers and building a list would be more profitable to you. But these are one of the two things that you need to do in order to get in some extra revenue, and which makes a big difference. This pays for my tracker, spy tool, server, or forum costs easily, and all I have to do is to add like 2 lines of code to my campaign. So this is something that I really like. And in the last year, push networks like RichAds have come up with the audience feature in their campaigns. And this is really, really useful if you're running gambling or crypto campaigns. So both of these offers, they have, a lead and a deposit, like an FTD and a sign up. So what you can do is that you need to start sending back conversions from your tracker to RichAds. You start passing back custom conversions from your tracker to RichAds and count them as conversions. So what you're doing with this is you are building an audience in RichAds, which for the people who have already interacted with your ads in some way or the other. Now you can do this based on the clicks that you receive, or based on the landing page interactions, for which you just need to add a few lines of code to your landing page. And the third one is from volume, or any other tracker. you can collect an audience based on the conversion. So I usually collect just the landing pages or the conversions, because I think people who click on our ad, not a lot of them convert anyway, so I'm not sure which of those people are actually useful to me. And what you do after this is, suppose you are running 5 or 6 brands in a particular geo, then you are running traffic with one brand, you collect an audience, and now you want to promote to other brands. So you don't have to start from scratch. You already have an audience ready to promote to, and this will reduce your cost quite a bit. Maybe you just have an audience of 100 or 200, but you send you send push notifications to these guys, and I'm sure you are going to get a conversion very, very quickly. I mean, and especially if you're running a CPA campaign and you're retargeting to people who have just signed up but not deposited yet, then it's very, very useful. I was just running a retargeting campaign with $10 or $20 per day budget, and it barely spent $2 or $3, and I still got three deposits from that. And it, like, throughout the month, I don't think it spent more than $19. So like for $19, I got back $540. So this is a low cost and effective strategy that everyone needs to have, especially if you're running uh, push, especially if you're running gambling or crypto. Anywhere where there is the sign up process is two part. I mean, the sign up and then the first time deposit. And now the major game changer, I would call it, that I started implementing around 6 months ago. Those of you who know me from Afflift have probably seen it. I was documenting this as I started doing it, and I was making, like, I have a full-time job apart from this, so I don't really have much time to for affiliate marketing. I only dedicate a few hours per day, and I was quite happy with making like 5 to 6K and quite content with it. But then I started including this in my email flow, and my efforts actually went down and my revenue went up. This is because I started building a long-term asset for me, and it took a few months to come together. But it has been the best decision that I have made in quite a while. These are the landers that I use to collect emails. So these are like very, very simple landers. You have probably seen these everywhere. I just added my own like email opt-in with it, and with the email opt-in, I collect my emails in an autoresponder, and then I send them emails later on. I'll show you what kind of emails I send in my case study later. I think Anastasia, it's.
One second. I was just on mute, so sorry. I didn't want to interrupt. So we will have a gambling on RichAds. I mean, I will explain you how to use all these features that Varun has told us about in the campaign setup, but on our platform. And after that, we will have a case study from Varun where he will tell us about his experience, and he will show us the numbers and all the information, the landing that he was using. So yeah, let me share the screen with you, and please let me know if you can see it. Can you see my screen? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's move to the campaign. We will not have a campaign creation right now. We will just go through the steps that Varun has been talking about. So first of all, let's talk about iOS traffic and in-page push. So as we know, why gambling is working on push, because it's really common offer. It doesn't require any specific gender or age targeting. So it's really for everyone, for a woman, for a man, for all the ages groups. So you can go with it and have a push converting for you pretty cheap. And as you know, for push, mobile traffic is the best part of it. It's like 70% versus 30 to the desktop. And the majority of push traffic on the mobile is for Androids. So if you want to run your campaign for iOS, then you will need to mark these lists with green dot. So here you will have an in-page traffic, and on these lists, you can actually find a traffic for iOS for mobile phone. That's just a thing for you, so you know where to find the iOS traffic. It doesn't work like that with POPs. With POPs, you can find iOS traffic on all the lists on mobile as well. So also, one thing that you can do for scaling your campaign is to test different sources. As Varun has said, that it's usually way more it's important for you to separate your campaigns. For example, when you're testing the internet connections, then you can separate and just make a duplicate of your campaign and set them for different targeting, so you can really optimize and work for specific areas. How do you duplicate the campaign? So when you come to the main screen, here you see these three dots, you click on here and you click the duplicate. So you will have exactly the same campaign where you will be able to change the things within a few seconds. So what we recommend you to do is to separate your campaign for mobile, tablet, and desktop. So you can have mobile and tablet in one campaign and then desktop in the others. Then you can definitely, with mobile, you can separate for 3G traffic and for, let me come to here, yeah. So over here, you have a connection type. This is something that Varun has been talking about. So you can separate over here with cellular, if you're going for a mobile phone with Wi-Fi, and set up few different campaigns, so you have these specific targetings and they will most probably work differently for everything. Also, if you are running gambling on push, then it's really easy for you to duplicate and run for POPs as well, as this is really similar formats. The only difference is one has creatives and the other one don't, so it works other ways as well. If you run successful campaign on POPs, then definitely you can try push, because most probably your offer will convert pretty great. And one more thing that I can advise you specifically for gambling when it comes to scaling is new subscribers. So you can find it in advanced targeting. New subscribers are users who has been subscribed for push for less than 7 days. So this is kind of a smaller audience, but they are way more converting as they are really new to this. They are seeing all these advertisements for the first time. So they are more interested to find out about your offer, to actually get to the landing page, to interact, to make the conversion and make the deposit. So just simply create one campaign and then duplicate it and set the duplicate for new subscribers only. On our platform, we have noticed that new subscribers only work pretty great for gambling. This is like the biggest industry, the biggest vertical where new subscribers are working way better, even like than the regular users sometimes, but they are working good as well. So you will have like two different audiences, and your leads, they will not be matching because the audiences are different. So one for regular, you can place a little lower bid over there, and one for new subscribers, and just a higher bid over there. So that's the way to scale your campaign when it comes to the gambling specifically. And now let's talk about retargeting. Varun has told us that this is a great option that you can have, and I will just show you where you can find it with us. So just after the targeting, where you place the country, you scroll down, and here at the end you have a retargeting audiences. So once you place your campaign and it starts running, your audience is being collected. This audience will be stored at your account, and after that, with the duplicate in your new campaign, You can either use this audience or exclude it. What we recommend you to do with the gambling offer specifically, you can collect the clicks. So there you will have the audience of people who are already interested in your offer, who has clicked on it, went to the landing page, and but doesn't made a conversion. So you can show them your offer the second time with a slightly different landing or pre-landing, something that will be specifically interested for this audience who has already saw it, maybe like some specific additional bonus or something like that, different creatives, and you can include it. So you can target these people again, and they will be way more likely to make a conversion. The other thing that you can do is you can collect the conversions that you receive. If you're running gambling offer that is interested in deposit, this is really important for you. You can collect the conversions that you had received, so the registrations, and then you can target these people with some specific additional offer or creative, some bonus or something else. So they will actually deposit, and they will become a lead that you will be paid. And we also have an engaged clicks over here that you can collect. As Varun said, you can place the pixel on your landing page so you can collect this all information. And we have our own rich pixel that you can place on the landing page of your offer, and it will help you to collect the information about the offer. So you know your audience, you know how they interact with the landing page, how much time do they spend on the landing page, how they scroll, and you can test different ways how you can reach your audience. So after you place this pixel, you will have an engaged clicks statistic on your reporting. And you will be also able to retarget. Here you will have an engaged clicks audience, and you will be able to retarget this audience as well. So there will be the people who are really interested in the offer, who really just a little push to make the conversion, and that way you can make more profit for yourself. And let's talk about some not obvious mistakes. They are kind of similar to what Varun has said before. I will just show you where you can find and where you can actually remember and skip it in our account. So the first thing is that you need to have 5 different creatives: titles, messages, icons, and banners. This is in a creative. That is done to have A/B testing, to actually find the best working creative for your audience. And then in the future, you will be able to make something similar. So you're collecting information that will help you in the future to have a higher CDR. One mistake that is made, as Varun has said as well, some people, they're placing creatives and they never change them. They never work on creatives, they never work on the landing page, and it just will drop your CDR. Like on the push, you need to change your creatives at least each 5 days or a week. You can't just place it and run it forever with a high CDR. You will need to change it. We have our own team that can help you with that based on our best practices. So here also, as I said, separate the devices that you have. This is one mistake that is usually made. Never set an unlimited budget for the test. So remember that if it's your first try of this offer, or for example, on our platform with this offer, never place the unlimited budget. Limit your budget for the first test so you have the information, you can optimize, you can actually work on it, make the blacklist, and then you will be able to scale it and go with it again. And the thing that Varun has been talking about the browser language, as you see, almost in all the countries, English is the biggest language or the biggest second language. So it's great for you to just set 2 separate campaigns and place one creatives in English and the other one in the other languages that are out there in the countries, and make sure that you count all the languages when it comes to European countries or some other countries that has several governmental languages. One mistake that is usually done with us: never exclude Chrome. Just see over here how much traffic does Chrome have. So if you exclude Chrome, and it's almost in all the countries, you exclude all the traffic. So you can exclude only if it's something that is required by the offer. For example, some antivirus or VPN, they are working only with some other browsers, usually Edge or Firefox, so you can do that way. But if you just want to optimize something yourself, don't exclude Chrome, because you will include all the traffic. And of course, start with the premium list. Never go for all the list from the start. So you need to start with the best information that you can have. There is lots of traffic out there, and you can optimize it so you can have your perfect results sooner than you will be optimizing from a very huge information basis from all the sources that you can have. So the premium list is the key. And a few words about the optimization. So this is kind of a mistake that is usually made. People tend to go for the whitelist, and the whitelist, what whitelist does. So you take some sites and you take publishers and you just run your campaign only on this specific set that you have. So you don't have any new traffic coming for your campaign. You're working only on these sources. Even if we're updating the traffic, you're not getting it. So what whitelist does is it burns out pretty quickly, because basically you're just burning it down with the higher CDL, with the higher bits, and it stops converting at some point. So it's way easier to do the blacklist if you want to have a good performing long-term campaign. So just place over here all the publishers or sites that are not working for you, and you will have a great results. Another thing is microbidding. The mistakes that are usually done over here is placing too many parameters for bid correction. So microbidding is basically a bid correction where you can correct lists, operational system. You can place all different bits for this specific parameters. So when people, for example, take lists, operational systems, site, publishers, you should remember that they all multiply. So for you to actually know what bid have you placed, finally, you will need to do a higher math, actually, because it's almost impossible to predict just by looking at it. So what I recommend you to do is to have only one or two parameters. I usually do use lists and operational systems so I can easily count what bid I'm placing over there. And of course, if you want to optimize your job, you can just work with an automated rules. And automated rules are something that can do the whole optimization for you. And you can simply place here if you want to blacklist the publishers that are not converting, or if they are converting, here they are not converting, and here they are converting but way too expensive. So this will help you to do the blacklist and keep on track. So our system will check each hour your data and it will update the blacklist. So that's all about the mistakes and some tips on the optimization that you can do within our campaign. And now we go into the case study with Varun.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a campaign that I'm still running actually, and the payout for this was $180 per first time deposit, and the minimum deposit, that is the baseline, was $15. And I did make sure that the minimum deposit and the baseline were the same amount, because I mentioned before that might cause an issue and you would need the user to deposit twice to meet the baseline and get paid. The strategy was push and email. I was just using one traffic source because, like I said, I have another job, like a full-time job, and whenever like I start running on multiple traffic sources, I start to lose track. So what you're seeing, the numbers you're seeing here, probably someone with more time on his hand, he can make double or triple that amount easily. I mean, I don't even think uh, it's very difficult to do that if you adopt all the strategies and have a proper, uh, proper strategy in place. So apart from this revenue, I made extra revenue on monetizer. Like I said, I just added the push script on it, and I made around $114 from it. It's not a lot, but like I said, it pays for my tracker or other expenses. Uh, Wait, this is the one. So this is a new network that I was working with, uh, specifically based on hybrid CPA offers. Like you get paid per deposit as well, and then you get a lifetime revenue share from them. And this was something that I only sent like 10% of my email traffic towards. And as you can see, I have almost like a 20% clicks to sign up ratio and a 10% sign up to deposit ratio, which is, I think, a really good, which are some really good stats. The conversion rate is very, very high when you combine push with retargeting strategies. And as for the creatives, these are exactly the creatives that I have told you about. Like, I'm not showing you something and running something else secretly and not sharing that with you. This is exactly what I'm running right now. Of course, there were more creatives and there were multiple campaigns. So, but this is pretty much the gist of it. Like I said, I'm running this in Canada. So I just went to Google, search for some common names, created some different creatives based on the common names, and added that something else to that. Uh, and I used the message icon that I was talking about. Uh, and as you can see, the highest CTR and the one which has received the most traffic is the message icon creative. I usually do not use the what do you call it, banner image for mobile ads, because you don't really see that. So, and if you just use the icons, you can test creatives quicker, I think. I mean, so if you are just looking to run on mobile, that's the best thing that you can do. Just test different icons and headlines, because these two are the most important parts of your campaign. I would say that the description matters less than these two things, because the first thing they are going to see is going to be the headline and the icon. Now, these are the landing pages that I have used. Direct email opt-in. So, whenever you click on the ad, you directly go to a page where uh, you just have to enter your email and you are sent to the offer. And after you are sent to the offer, of course, like, so I achieve two things over here. I get their email, I send them to the offer, so I get front end conversions anyway, and my push ads are mostly profitable, like 20 to 30% maybe, because I do tend to not stop my campaigns at a loss, because I know I'm still collecting audiences and email subscribers. So the like, I do not want to make a lot of profit from push ads itself. I make sure that I'm collecting good quality traffic from it, and then you can afford to minimize your profit margins on the front end. So both of these landers gave me an equal number of conversions, both in terms of email opt-ins and front-end conversions. So basically, you are building a list here for free, because okay. So suppose my cost per subscriber, like email subscriber, is $3, and I'm getting a conversion every $10, and I'm making $12 from the conversion. So if you think about it, you are getting paid to make your own email list, or like build your own audiences. And this is something that you should definitely include. So I use Sendy to collect and send emails, and this has proved to be really good for me. As you can see, I may be sharing too much, but these are the campaigns that I send out every day, sometimes twice a day as well. And you can see the open rates. They are more than like 10%, like minimum 10%. And I mean, if you can be greedy over here and send a misleading message to them and get more signups, or but you you probably don't want to do that, because I did that once. I sent a very misleading email and I got a call from my affiliate manager in like a few hours after I sent that email that people are calling the casino operator to claim some bonus, and I got kicked off the offer immediately. So you can try those things. Maybe you'll get away with it, or maybe you won't. Uh, but yeah, with email, it is your own traffic source, and you have this long term asset that you build for yourself, which you can keep monetizing it, like which you can keep monetizing throughout their lifetime. And I would also say that when you do this, uh, you know uh, you should always stick to this. I'm looking at the questions, and you should always look at the if you follow all the basic policies, like you should have a unsubscribe link in every email. You have to make it sound like it's not very scammy. So there are certain words which trigger their spam policies, and you have to do a bit of research for that. And there are certain like special characters which if you use, then you are going to get banned from Amazon SES, which is what I'm using to send emails. Now we can discuss about email marketing later, but this is not about that. This is something that I would recommend everyone to do, because the push traffic is really, really good quality traffic. You can see the open rates that I like just showed you. They are about 10%. I'm sure like even some brands might not be getting 10% open rates. And I always clean my list and make sure people who aren't responding, they are cut off from my list. So push traffic is really a great way to build your email list at a very good price. And along with this, if you are also building audiences, you are building long term assets for yourself. And the next time you are testing a similar offer, you probably are going to spend a lot less money in testing the offer to see whether it works or not. And successively, like, you would go on to make more and more profit every time you do that. Like I showed you these numbers, I made like around $10,000 profit, but I know some people are making much more than that. And it's not that complicated. At least like as long as you stick with the basics, you will get. And if you are getting overwhelmed by the number of things you can do, like the number of things you have to do, what I would recommend is just start by adopting one feature at a time. That's what I did. Like I didn't just start doing doing all of those strategies at one time. It probably took one entire year for me to do all this, like to implement things one by one, while still learning more about push ads and how to send higher quality traffic, etc. So I think if you follow these strategies, you can really make a lot of money with gambling ads.
Okay, thank you so much for the case. I will talk about the case that we had at RichAds. So that was about the online gambling casino rooming. So as you know, it's working for India, as I have told you. So now I will just show some statistics. So the goal was to collect the registration. So it was a CPL offer, not the deposit one. And the targeting was $4.5. So the user has been working with the CPA before, the CPA networks, but as you know, we're working on the CPC basis. So we have agreed to work on the CPC, but reach the CPA that he needed. So what we have done is we've launched Push and Pop. And with the Push, it was going pretty good from the very start. And for the Pops, we just scaled on that. As I have told you before, it's really easy to switch between these formats, so you can definitely use it. And as you can see here, this is some examples of creatives that we have been using. So you should really have a small icon and the text if you're going for mobile, and the main image will not be seen if it's a mobile traffic. So the main image will be seen only on the desktop. So for the icon itself, it should be something simple. It should be either the branding name of a casino, some apps that are related with that, or messengers. They are also working pretty great. So you can test it that way. So the landing pages were created by the advertiser. We didn't had any pro-lenders, and he gave us his best creatives, and the rest of the creatives were made with our team. And here you can see this is the example of the one that we have made, and the one that actually have been working pretty great. And we have been changing creatives every 3 to 5 days. So we started from the premium list and optimizes by creating the blacklist and using the microbidding. We also used 2 automated rules, and here on the screen you can see the exact rules that we have been using. So if the CPA more than 4.5, conversion more than 0, then we blacklisted it. It was for publishers, and then we blacklisted each publisher if it has spent $3 without no conversions. So as a result, over 4 months, we have received 9.3 million clicks, and the total spend was $55,904. So the CPC on the India was 0.006. It was a mobile offer mainly, and we have been working on the Androids. So the CPA that we have achieved was 3.5%, and it's 22% lower than the targeted one. So in that case, with 50,973 registrations, the advertiser saved for each of these registrations $1. So it was cheaper for him to work on the CPC basis than on the CPA. So the point is that you shouldn't be scared of working with the CPA. If you have an offer that is based on paying you by registrations, it's usually way cheaper than the CPA model. So definitely you can try it and go with it, and it will save you a lot of money. So that's all for the cases today, and I think we're moving now to the Q&A session. And after that, we will talk about the bonuses, and just remember that the best question will have some specific additional bonus for us. And right now, let's move to a Q&A session. So I will be reading the questions, and Varun will help us to reply on them. And let's start. We have a lot of questions today, so yeah. So gambling offer, what are the best start bid in USA, Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand?
Well, should I answer it or?
Excuse me. Oh yeah, of course. I can say that for us, it really depends on the auction. So there is not specific number that is always stable. But for USA and Canada, I would say that for gambling, you can start with something like 4 cents or 4 or 5 for the start will be good for the gambling. But really, there is no number.
It depends on, it differs from day to day. The recommended rates keep on changing, and I think you just have to stick with the recommended rates from the network and not try to bid too high or too low. Yeah, I mean, just stick with the network's recommendation. They know the best rate for the particular day, and then you can test out. Like, you can then reduce the bid and see if it's still working, or increase the bid and see if it performs better. But just while you start, you should start with the recommended bid.
Yeah. How much the budget to test and gambling offer if the payout is 2, 10, and 160?
In case of lower payout offers like $2 or $10, I would say that you should at least spend 10 times the payout. But I know in case of like a bigger payout, like $160, I don't really spend 10 times the payout for that. I mean, you have to think about how much you are going to make back, because once you reach 10x payout and you have already spent 1600 to know that the offer is not working, then you are, you don't have, and then you won't have budget to continue with a different campaign.
Yeah.
So for the CPA offers, what I would recommend is to sending, like, using your tracker to send event post back as conversions. So if maybe in $160 you have gotten 7 or 8 signups, then you have a better chance of converting the user. But if in 15 signups, if you haven't still converted a single user into like making a deposit, then I think you should just leave that campaign and go on to the next one.
Thank you. Okay, so what's the average CDR and CR in USA, Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand?
Well, CR again is different. My If you just consider the push ads, the conversion rate is around 3 to 4% maybe, and the landing page conversion rate is around 20 to 25%. And the CTR I think is close to 1%. I mean, I try to keep it as close to 1% as I can. And you need a good creative refresh strategy for this, because it will go down in maximum like 4 or 5 days. The CTR starts dropping. So you have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and if you're working with us, you can also order a creatives from our designer team, so they will be working on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Does Varun have a program to help starter get into the gambling vertical? So do you have this program?
Yes, like I have that guide. I think if you are on Afflift, you might already know about it, but there will be a link after the webinar to get it as well. So yeah, and you can always send me a message on Skype. I'm always willing to help whoever needs help with the guide. As long as you know all the basics, you should be fine and be able to follow everything.
Okay. So any strategies for lead generation on push pop? Any examples of funnels?
I think I just showed you my funnel. Basically, that's the landing page that I am using, and I use the Sendy API to send subscribers to my autoresponder sequence, where they have like a 7 day sequence of, I try to get them to deposit their money into the casino if they haven't already. And after that, I still continue sending them 1 or 2 emails every day. So you have seen my landing page, you have seen the emails I send. So that's my funnel.
Okay, great. So what spy tool do you suggest, Varun?
Uh, I think you can go with whatever you are most comfortable with. I personally use Anstrex, but if I'm not saying that you need to get that. You can get any other, like there are multiple spy tools on the market. Some are more cheaper than others. So yeah, it's not like one is better than the other. I don't think so. Like I use it only for research. I don't really use it too much.
Okay, got it. So what are your top 3 performing geos right now? We have already heard about Canada, so something else?
Yeah.
We need 2
So
more.
Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Like I said, I'm strictly sticking with tier one geos right now, because I'm building email lists, and I think building an email list in tier one geos is going to be the most profitable, or profitable, like thing for me. I mean, I'm sure other geos can be monetized, but in most networks, you see other types of offers, not just gambling. Now, I am planning to promote other types of campaigns to this list as well, which are like similar vertical to gambling, maybe like credit card submits or crypto. I haven't done that yet, but I am planning to do that. And with if I have good email lists in these tier one geos, I think that would be most beneficial for me.
Great. Okay, so what is the upside profit potential in promoting these offers? How much can I earn?
Well, your earning is dependent on how much you invest, like in regards to time and money both. Like I find it hard to invest more time into this right now. And to be honest, I'm quite content with what I'm making. So, like if I ever quit my full-time job in the next year, I'll probably be able to focus more on this and add in more things. And there are people making ridiculous numbers, like literally every day. Like what I showed you, I made in a month. Many people make that in a day. So the potential is huge. You just have to put in the time and budget required to get there.
Yeah. Okay. Varun, what marketing funnels is your top performing funnels now? I think we've talked about that. So direct link to lender, to own pro lender, do you collect emails or push subscription to retargeting audience? So we have talked.
I think we covered that.
Yeah, I think the question is already answered. Yeah. Okay, let me search for others. So what is the average CPA payout from affiliates promoting these offers? We can talk about like percentage or anything.
The average CPA payout, I mean, it would depend on the geo, right? Like if you're running in a tier one country, then it's usually around $150. Like I showed you the case study, and I think the payout, the network payout for that case study was about $125, and the stats are $180. But this month I'm getting $200 per FTD. So like I said, if you keep sending good quality, I, I I'm not sure if there is even a limit to how much they are ready to pay you, because you send a customer, they pay you $200, and they potentially can make like an unlimited amount of money from this customer throughout the customer's life. So it depends. If you are just starting out, you might get lower payouts, but as soon as you prove yourself, they would be like, even if you don't ask them, they would be more than happy. They'll say, okay, I'll give you this payout. You just push the offer more. I mean, just get me 20 deposits a week, and I'll give you this payout. It happens all the time.
Got it. Okay, so we also have the question, what is approach with the end-level A/B testing? But we have answered that. So you find the way and you find the best working and the highest CDR. So intuitive versus advertorial, which one have higher rec to dep rate?
Well, this is a bit tricky because advertorial landers on their own have a higher registration to deposit rate, because it's a story which is meant to inspire you and get you to deposit the money. But you can't really collect emails in an advertorial lander, because there are like it's a wall of text and you have multiple outgoing links to your offer page. So maybe you can, like, every time someone clicks, there is an email pop up for them, but it just doesn't seem natural to do that. So with interactive, I can collect emails like pretty much in a good flow. So I now may get more deposits through that way by integrating interactive landers with email. Or if you're just going for standalone landers, then I would say advertorial landers have a higher registration to deposit ratio.
Okay, got it. So how to set optimization rules? As I have showed you in the optimization section at the very end, you have an automated rules. So the key here is to set the rules that doesn't go against each other, and just set the two rules from the start, and then you can add more. But basically, you just need to set rules that are blocking the sources that are not performing for you and that are performing but really, really costly. So that would be enough to start, and then you can add more as you go. Okay, so what about testing with Push Cpa model? Is it a good idea? So as I have seen that it's a good idea if you have a CPA offer and it's a registrations, I can say that definitely you can go for the CPC with Push, and just you can really save your money and have a better payout for yourself. But our network doesn't have a CPA offer on the payment, because Push is kind of working better on the CPC.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you should test both. You might get conversions at a cheaper price than
Yeah.
the CPA model, or a higher price. It depends on like every campaign and your flow of the campaign.
Okay, so this is the question, I think, about your experience. So Varun, what are the biggest problems you encounter and how did you solve them?
Well, my biggest problem was when I started out, I was just in college, so I didn't have a lot of money to work around with, and I had to grow like really, really slowly. Because if I failed with a campaign, I knew I wouldn't be able to try again for at least 2, 3 weeks. Uh, so I think budget was a big problem for me when starting out. Uh, but yeah, as you can see, like if you just keep at it and think of it as learning from your from the data that you collect, instead of thinking about that you are losing money. I mean, we do pay a lot for our education. Consider this the same way, and because it definitely works out if you try to think of it as a skill that you can learn, instead of as a way to make money. So to develop that mindset, I think that was the biggest challenge for me early on.
Yeah, I can understand that. So yeah. Okay, so what unique features do you use on per landing pages for a good conversion? I think we have
Well,
saw your
yeah,
pages.
exactly.
I
You
think
can just look for some
preference.
scripts on Google, which maybe some pop-up which says deposit $10 to claim this now, or personalization scripts like we are giving out bonus in XYZ city, or you can try all these things. Uh,
Okay, great. Okay, so have you tried Indonesian market?
no, I am like strictly working in tier 1 geos as of now, so I haven't tried Asian countries yet.
But I can say that Indonesia is working mainly on our platform for neutral offers. But some actually, we do have some gambling out there, which is local there and is going pretty good. And it's a CPA offer as well. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah, I have seen that in the affiliate networks I work with. I mean, it's one of the highest converting offers currently. Indonesia and Thailand, I think.
yeah, we have both. So yeah, it's a really good conversion. So yeah, you can definitely try it. So here is the question that you have answered, but we had it on and on, so everyone is interested. So Varun, what email marketing software do you use for autoresponders?
Yeah, I use Sendy, which helps which actually sends emails through Amazon servers. So it might be good or it might be bad for you. I have had no issues, but if you buy a list or break the rules, they are very quick to ban you. So if you want to stick with completely like, it's not white hat, but you only want to send to subscribers who actually want to hear from you, and you need to clean your list very often, because as soon as you start getting spams, like people start marking your email as spam, uh, you will have to change your domain and start over again. So Sendy is the one with the best delivery rate, and it's also the strictest one.
Okay, got it. Okay, so is there any necessity to use bulletproof hosting, or there is no need because
No,
Sandy
no, I don't.
Amazon says no necessity?
No necessity.
Okay.
Like at
Um,
least I'm not using. I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong.
okay, you can ask for the comment section if anyone knows better than
Yeah.
me. Okay. Uh, so here we have one question: does the main image only show on desktop, or also on a tablet? It only shows on the desktop. So yeah, the tablet working same as mobile. So um, you can definitely go without it if you are going for mobile. Uh, then we have lots of questions about creatives, but I think we have talked about that quite a lot. Okay, so what is your favorite affiliate marketing forum?
It has to be Afflift, obviously. I mean, I think my affiliate marketing journey really took off when I joined that forum. I think I just got a notification few days ago that it has been 2 years since I joined the forum, and the things that you get to learn from there, I don't think you will learn from anywhere else. I mean, that is one of the best investments you can make if you are serious about affiliate marketing, to have like-minded people around you discussing different strategies, and it is a very active community. That is what I like about it. I first joined STM before I joined Afflift, and it has some good info as well, but it's not as active as Afflift. So I would definitely recommend that if anyone in this chat has still not joined it.
Okay, Varun, have you tried working on CPL soy with gambling offers? There are several advertisers offering 5 to 50 for soy, Australia, Canada.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, that's the CPL offers that I was talking about. I work with these all the time. Like usually, what I do is I run CPL offers first, and then see my registration to deposit rate. I mean, I don't do any sort of optimization. I just let it run, maybe 20 or 30 conversions, and see if I am getting any deposits from it. Because many a times, what happens is that even if you do everything right, if the brand itself is not that good in converting the user, I mean, if it is not offering many payment options, or it just looks a bit shady, like you wouldn't want to put your money in such a site. So people don't convert no matter what you do. I would recommend to always start with 2 3 different CPL offers and see what sort of deposit rates you get, like registration to deposit ratio you get from each of these offers. So, and if you don't get deposits from any of these offers, then it's probably a problem with how you are promoting it. But if you don't get deposits from one offer and get deposits from the other two offers, then it has to do like it has something to do with the brand. And if you are just starting out, I think you should start with CPL.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually to start with the CPL. We
Yeah.
recommend it as well if you're
Yeah.
starting out. Okay, so question. It's a long question. Hi, Varun. I read in your post following along that you set up GSU to communicate with customers.
Hmm.
How to set it up with a Sandy? For example, you send email by Sandy with the email flu@domain.com to collect leads. Can you still set up the same email with GSU?
Yes, you can, because they use different DNS records, so they don't interfere with each other. And I use G Suite, but you can probably set up something cheaper. Because I just use that because it was the most convenient to set up. And what it does, like what it allows me to do, is I can communicate with my email list. Like I do send out random emails sometimes which are not related to casino or anything, and just try to get responses from them. And I think that improves my sender reputation, because I did read somewhere that if people are replying to you, then you are, you know, and you are getting frequent replies, then you get whitelisted or something. I'm not sure if that is the case, but I see no harm in trying that anyway.
Okay, got it. So, Varun, could you compare working with gambling verticals with push pops traffic and other popular sources like Facebook, WebView app, Google, you see? Have you tried other sources or just push?
Well, I really don't like to. I know these WebView apps are they are working well. I heard from my affiliate managers as well. But the thing with, once you get into this Facebook and Google, what you need to farm accounts, you need to do all these things to keep your campaigns going, and I don't really want to get into that, to be honest. So I only use push right now, and maybe I'll use native in the future. And of course, I sometimes run campaigns on pop traffic as well, but
Got it.
no to Facebook and Google. They have too many rules, and you need to have a stream of credit cards and different accounts. Uh, I don't want to get into that.
Okay, got it. Do you prefer a mobile or desktop in terms of profit?
Oh, mobile. I'm not sure. Like I haven't really experimented with desktop that much. But when I started, running campaigns, it was always mobile that gave me conversions, and that is something I have just stuck with.
Got it. Okay. How would you approach a Richard deal? Much the same creatives, or would you tailor your creative and messaging for this different payout system?
Uh, for rev share, it is quite similar to what I would do for CPA, because the end goal is to get the customer to pay. And like I said, for CPL, CPA, and rev share, in the end, the only thing that matters to the casino is whether the user makes a deposit or not. But yes, with CPL, you can include one or two creatives when you can mislead the audience a bit, as long as you keep the quality up in other creatives. Uh, but yeah, your end goal should always be to get more deposits uh, from the audience. So CPA and rev share, they are literally the same in how I approach them. CPL, sometimes yes, I do mix in other creatives which increase the volume of conversions.
Okay. Great. Then is it possible to scale to 50K per day on RichAds? Yes, it's possible. If you want, just you can even text me and I will help you. So, yeah, of course, it's possible. And thank you so much for the comment that you like our presentation. We have been trying to make it informational and nice for you. Okay, so have you tried promoting poker offers or sport betting offers?
Yes, I have tried poker, the lottery offers, I think, and sports betting offers as well. So, sports betting, what I try to do is find out, for sports betting, that is, find out casinos. Like there are many brands which have two sections. Like for example, I think Vegas was one such brand which had two sections. One was live casino, and the other one was sports betting. And I did get a sports betting page from my affiliate manager, and I split tested it. But like I said, for sports betting offers, I think more men are interested in it, and my email list is 70% female. I'm not saying that women are not interested in sports, but in general, like that's why it didn't work maybe. But lottery offers, yes, they do convert well. They are usually like you can buy tickets for $2 or $3, and you get so the customer has to pay like just $2 or $3, and you get paid around $40 for tier 1 geos. And they did okay, but the online casino is the best performing. Maybe if I had a different customer base, like a different email list, then something else would work better. But since on the front end with push ads, I'm always collecting emails for slot games or stuff like that, so I have that sort of audience.
Okay, great. And I think that would be the last question that we'll be able to reply right now. So Varun, do you have some custom optimization software integrated with Tracker and traffic source to auto-optimize blacklisting, etc.?
No, not really. I mean, uh, I don't use any auto optimization software. I actually am very mm, I don't aggressively blacklist anything, to be honest. Like with push ads, your zone, uh, if you are running like premium list or new subscribers, there are going to be new subscribers added every day to a particular zone. So I do optimize based on creatives, but for zone, I let sometimes I even spend up to 10x the payout to test out the zone. Because I have found out that if I cut something too early, and then new subscribers come in, and then I might be missing out on some good profits if I cut something too early. So I have to optimize based on creatives and OS versions, and I do it myself because I don't think it takes a lot of time to do that, and I don't optimize based on zones as long as one zone doesn't is just very bad, then I obviously cut it out.
Got it. Okay, so I think that's all for our Q&A session today. We do still have questions, but it's been a long webinar, so let's just move for the bonuses. And yeah, 1 second. So I'm just waiting for the team to decide what was the best question. 1 second. Okay, so actually we had a little confused right now. So I'm actually the question that won, we haven't named it. Okay, so let me find this question pretty fast. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so this is the question that have won. Arun, have you tried to direct promote gambling mobile app link to Google Play App Store like it is on the other traffic sources, and then retarget with in-app pushes one signal? Or it doesn't make sense with push pops traffic? That was the biggest discussion in our chat. That's why this question have won, and Varun will reply to it right now as well.
Okay, let me just understand. Oh, yeah. So he's basically talking about the web view apps, I think. And yeah, you can do that. Like if you own the app and you are just going to get conversions by direct linking, I don't think direct linking is the way to go for this. Yeah, I think you still need a landing page, and then maybe you can take them to a link on your Play Store. I suppose that you own this app, and then you are going to monetize it with in-app pushes. And yes, it would probably work. It is a good idea. You can definitely try it out because app install offers do work well on push and pop as well.
Okay, great. So now let's move to the bonuses. And as you know, this technique is traffic maker. So yeah, you won our special bonus today, and the team will connect with you, and you will know how can you actually have this special bonus. But the bonuses that we have is 10% bonus for the first deposit. Send the promo code push gambling to your manager. So if you want to start working with us and launching your gambling offers, then definitely come and name this promo code and get your 10% bonus. Then we also have a bonus from Varun, which is 30% off on his guide Get Started with Gambling Offers on Push. And to use this link, apply RichAds 30 coupon automatically. Okay,
and you can message me on Skype anytime, like if you need anything. Like I would like to help you guys if you need anything.
Okay, and also other bonuses from MobiD, 5% extra share, and also we have AdsBridge, which Traffic Maker won. It's a discount with this promo code, and he will get the version for free and 50% for all the others. So all this information about the bonuses and what with the video together and all the additional information you will receive to your email tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining us today. Here you can see our contact information, and thank you. Hope that this webinar was really informative for us. And thank you so much, Varun, for joining me today. It was really, really nice to talk to you and to have this webinar together.
It was a great experience for sure. I was pretty scared about it before, but I'm happy that I went through it.
Great, great. It was really nice to talk to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.